Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Round two. Round two, son. Yeah, get a little bit of side project, a little bit of private press. This is their Sound Cycle Volume 2. This will be accompanied probably same day when Sound Cycle number 1. You watched the first one. There's going to be a lot of regurgitation, but we'll do it real quick. Went to log jamming, entered a silent raffle. I won this in volume 1. Side project known for a bunch of different styles of beers, but their stouts are extremely coveted, especially in the secondary market. Private Press is members only outfit brewery that is headed up by one of the ex co-founders slash barrel program masters at Jackie O's. They decided to do a collab. Here we go. What do we have on here? We have Side Project Private Press Volume 2 of Sound Cycle Imperial Stout aged in Laird's Apple Brandy Cognac barrels finished with vanilla beans. Okay, let's get me a little bit getting the vapors. Apple Brandy barrels. I can take or leave vanilla, honestly. If it's done right, if it's not heavy-handed, I could love me some vanilla. But my two favorite barrels, I have three favorite barrels. I gotta make sure I put this little stopper on here, because last time I spazzed out and knocked the bottle over, thank God I had the stopper on it. Yeah, it's got a carbonation. Three favorite barrels. Brandy barrels, apple brandy barrels, and cognac barrels. So we have 2 out of the 3 here. We got some vanilla on top of it. Really beautiful carbonation for a big beer like this. ABV is the same as number 1, which would 15. This is 15%. The other one's 15.1. Must be a completely different beer. But it has a beautiful head on it, and it's just dark. I mean, I give this thing a whirl, and it's just thick darkness. Good God. We're off to an extremely good start. It's a good nose. That smells beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I expected a little bit more kind of crazy hair on fire here, but I think we're up for a different experience a little bit than the other one. The volume 1 had a little bit more aggressiveness to its nose. This one's a little bit tempered, a little bit softer. You talk about brandy, cognac, kind of weird cousin-y things kind of going on there. And that vanilla tempers this quite a bit. It stops short of being straight desserty on the nose, but you're definitely getting those big kind of desserty vibes. I don't get that precursor to this kind of bittering astringent from the beer itself. I think it's probably, or most definitely, a bittering Russian Imperial Stout base. But since you get that cognac, since you get that brandy, and it's not as fusily hot as a bourbon, it's really, honestly, that and then the vanilla that tempers it. Brandy barrels, cognac barrels. Man, this is... I'm really curious to see where this tastes, because knee-jerk reaction, I think if I had this side by side with the other one, I might lean towards the other one, just because this one has the perception of a lack of a counterbalancing bittering on it. But I think I just have this kind of intuition, let's put it that way, that it's going to be a bit more balanced on that sense and not just be sweet on the nose. But it's very much a kind of desserty pastry without stopping short of being those things on the nose. Definitely shows a sweetened spirit barrel. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm calling out apple brandy and cognac, but the vanilla is definitely omnipresent, and that beer brings a decent amount of kind of chocolatey vibes to it, albeit not without a big kind of tell that there's going to be a decent amount of bittering. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's quite nice. That's a really well done barrel aged beer. I'm volume 1 all the way. Let's put it that way. I just think, so we'll definitely post this on the same day. And while this is absolutely world class, fantastical stout, I think what this beer lacks is the thing that volume 1 had, which is a bit more cohesiveness. When I drink this, I get that roasted toasty based stout. It's very much there. Sure, it's a bit more tempered than the first one, but you're talking about vanilla beans and those cognac and brandy. It's kind of just making that little bit of extra sweetness go a little bit long way. You have that brandy, apple brandy barrel. You have a cognac thing. There is a distinction. Apple brandy for me has a little bit of, I'm not a spirit connoisseur, but it has a little bit more of a tang. This is the best way I could put it. If you've ever drank like apples, anything, it has that appley kind of note to it. Cognac, for me, a little bit more kind of regular spirit adjacent. And then you have the vanilla in here. They're all absolutely there. The beer, the spirit, and the vanilla, they just come off as individual components in the beer. They don't come off as one cohesive unit, much the same as the other, or words are hard, a bit dissimilar to what the other one did. I still thought the other one, Volume 1, had some time to grow and be a little bit more cohesive, but that was the great thing about that beer, was it had this kind of cool cohesiveness to it. This one, like I said, all tasty flavor. All those 4 components coming together and showing themselves in very pretty ways. I just need I need it to meld. I need it to blend a little bit more together. There's probably maybe a mouthfeel issue here too. That could be something going on with it too, because it just lacks a fullness or richness to it. It has a creaminess to it. It has a fluffiness to it. It just lacks a little bit of depth, a little bit of fullness to it. So maybe the combination of those 2 things, and maybe that's the reason why. Maybe that mouthfeel brings everything together, but it's the combination of that mouthfeel being a little bit lacking, being a bit too soft, and then you throw in those individualistic flavors on it. It just comes off as for me personally, a little bit less of a stellar beer. Now, let's take everything I said, and again, I think I did this on the other beer. We'll put it off the side. This is like better than 90% of stout you're going to get. And that's the thing. It's one of those things where, when you're King S of F Mountain, people are shooting their best shot against you. And it's one of those things where, maybe it's my fault for... No, I was going to say maybe it's from my fault for having preconceived notions. I'm talking about this beer and the things that I like and didn't like about it. I don't give a shit. But it's just, the ceiling here. And the ceiling is much, much, much higher than other people's ceilings. So while this is, I would say, a step back from what Volume 1 is, it's probably several steps forward than what most other people's ceilings are. That's the best way I can compartmentalize it. Pastry vibes without getting too desserty, too pastry. It's just, you're getting the beer, you're getting those spirits, you're not getting a big barrel char here, maybe I throw that one out there too, but you're getting all these beautiful components, and it just lacks the cohesiveness, lacks that melding, lacks that kind of muddling to where it's one solid piece of beer, and then the mouthfeel thing is really the 2 knocks on it. But like I said, as far as barrel-aged beers go, you're going to be hard-pressed to find one much better than this. If we cut to the chase and go, okay, let's talk about Mount Rushmore status. This is Mount Rushmore status beers that you've had as late. It's on the outside looking in. It really is. There are going to be 4, including its younger brethren. Actually, Volume 1 would be older. Its older brethren would, be one of those 4 beers. That was Mount Rushmore status for me. There's just 3 other of its non-siblings that I would put ahead of it. That's a tough road to hoe. And it's very close. Let's put it that way. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Value and availability. I wanted a silent auction. It is what it is. I don't know secondary values on these things, so take that for what it's worth and leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like really amazing and well done barrel-aged stout with adjunct, and by adjunct I mean vanilla and multiple barrels. And if you're a vanilla junkie or you're a brandy junkie, I think this might come off a little bit more for you. I do love those things that I talked about at the get. It's that, again, that connection, that cohesiveness, that melding together that keeps it from being like S tier for me, but it might be S tier for you if those are the things that you covet in beer. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully enjoyed. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massa Beers. Oh, down there if you want to talk about the breweries. Have you been to the breweries? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? All that stuff down there. Massa Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif, podcasting stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying some big barrel aged goodness right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.